table. Why was it necessary for you to do that?
Yeah, we've welcomed Nelson onto our board because of his deep experience in the consumer products industry, his success over the years as a director on a number of consumer products companies. It's early days. We had our first board meeting since he became a director last week. I can tell you he's a wholly constructive member of the board, and I think he wants what the rest of us want, which is to see great value creation by Unilever through quality and sustained growth.
All right, Alan, Joe, great to see you this morning. It's a busy day, results day. Do appreciate you sparing the time to speak to us today. Thank you.
Nice to see you, and thanks very much.
Now, Heathrow has claimed this morning that the summer has got off to a good start despite a series of well-publicised hold-ups at the UK's busiest airport. But despite a big recovery in passenger numbers, the airport continues to be loss-making. It reported an adjusted pre-tax loss of £321 million for the first 6 months of the year, although that was well down from £787 million in the same period in 2021. Well, joining me now is the Chief Executive of Heathrow, John Holland-Kaye. John, welcome to you. You've just capped passenger numbers at 100,000 per day. Why is that?
Well, this is departing passenger numbers, and the reason we've done that is to keep the demand at the airport in balance with the capacity of the airline's ground handlers. What we've seen over the course of this year is we've been scaling up across the airport. We've hired 1,300 people just within our own team. That's a 25% increase, trying to get ahead of demand. And we've performed really well at both Easter and the Jubilee half term. But what we started to see towards the end of June was that demand was getting ahead of where the airline's capacity was. And the way that came out was that we started to see more cases of aeroplanes being held off stand, late delivery of bags not being taken out of the baggage system and causing congestion, and then worst of all, some planes leaving without any bags on board and some last-minute cancellations. And that was the early warning signal we had that we had to act to cap demand in line with the airline's ground handler supply so that we could protect journeys over the summer. And that cap has worked. I'm in Terminal 5 right now. It's running smoothly. And we've got millions of passengers away in the last couple of weeks with an untroubled journey, and we'll get millions of more travelling with confidence through Heathrow this summer.
The airlines say that you should have anticipated this increase of demand and raised staffing capacity accordingly.
Well, we absolutely have. Back in November of last year, we started to increase our capacity. We have as many people working in security as we had before COVID. We've got as many people working in our wheelchair support services as we had before COVID. The issue is the ground handling staff, which are employed by the airlines, has not increased at all in the last 6 months. And that is what needs to change. And so many of the issues that I've had passengers writing to me about, complaining about late delivery of bags or late cancellations, are because of that lack of ground handling resource. And as the airport operator, we have a view of how the whole airport system works, and we can see where the problems are, and we took the responsible action to step in and put a cap on demand. And that has really worked to make sure that people can travel with confidence. And this is not just a Heathrow, of course. All airports and airlines are struggling with to cope with the increase in demand. Half of all the people employed in ground handling across Europe left the industry during COVID. And in most airlines have been struggling to get enough people back again. And I think it will take 12 to 18 months as a minimum before they have fully replaced all the people that they lost during COVID. So we will work with them to support them. We'll help them with the recruitment. We are already lending them people to help with the baggage system. But we cannot have a situation where people are leaving without their bags or have a last-minute cancellation. And that's why the cap is in place. And I should say, actually, our cap is 50% larger than the cap at Amsterdam, which is our nearest competitor. And that shows how collectively we've done a really good job to get ready for this. But there comes a point when we have to say enough is enough to protect the holiday travel plans for millions of passengers through Heathrow this summer.
Obviously, bottlenecks in hiring are partly down to people getting security clearance. Is the government doing as much as it could do in that respect?
Well, we'd like to see them speed up with that. A lot of the ground handling roles are very much sought after. It's the same people who could go and work in Amazon with clean driving licenses. And if you remember, it's not many months ago that it's those driving skills that were in such short supply. And I think that's where a lot of the people who had been working in ground handling have moved on to. So the ground handlers need to be competitive in terms of the pay that they have, the terms and conditions to attract people in. Airlines have to allow them to increase their charges to be able to cover those additional costs. But we also need to see an acceleration in getting people security cleared, because if you've got a job offer from Amazon, which starts today, and one from a ground handler that starts in 3 months' time when you've gone through security clearance, you're obviously going to take the bird in the hand. So government can help. If we had quicker access to the HMRC tax records, that would speed things along. There's been some progress on that, but not nearly enough to get people into the airport quickly. And that's one of the reasons why I think it will take at least 12 to 18 months before airlines have enough ground handlers to meet the demand.
All right, John Holland-Kay, good to talk to you again this morning. Thanks very much indeed.
Thanks, Ian.
Now, the construction of HS2, the UK's new high-speed railway, has reached a significant milestone this morning. The tunnel boring machine Dorothy has completed its tunnelling under Long Itchington Wood in Warwickshire. The mile-long tunnel has been dug by a team working around the clock for the last 7 months in order to preserve ancient woodland above. Well, joining me now is Mark Thurston. He's Chief Executive of HS2. Mark, welcome to you. How expensive has this part of the project been?
This part of the project, like the rest of the project, Ian, is on budget. As you can see behind me, Dorothy, as you say, they're come up to the face, and great value for money. This machine, we use it again, so that tunnel face comes off, we clean that up, and we bring it back down through the other tunnel drive over the next year. So it's, as you said in your opening remarks, an important day for us here at HS2. This is the third of 10 tunnel drives we've got to do overall, and as you can imagine, the team here are delighted that we've hit this milestone on time.
Wouldn't it have been cheaper to have taken an alternative route to avoid the woodland rather than have to go through the expense of tunnelling?
Well, we've got tens of kilometres of tunnels to build on this railway. That was the scheme that was approved by Parliament. In places, as you say, it's underground to protect ancient woodlands. In other places, we've had to put the railway onto viaducts. So it's a mix of physical arrangements between London and Birmingham. And certainly this has been a great success here. And as I say, we'll protect the woodland with a second drive over the next few months.
The whole process has taken 7 months. I think when you embarked on this in December, you said you'd have it done in 5 months.
We've had a few issues with some of that tunnel. We actually had a fire on a tunnelling machine, so we've made to properly stood down for a couple of weeks to make sure the safety checks were in place. Clearly, this is quite a short drive, but the other ones that you interviewed me on before are much longer. So we put all that in place, but overall, we're on plan here. We'll get this machine out, as I've said. All the production system behind it will get withdrawn back north from here, and we'll get going again later this year. And we expect, if you want to come and interview me again, we'll be back here in June, hopefully around about middle of next year when we break through on the other tunnel. And
what's happened to all the soil and mudstone that's been extracted?
Yeah, so this is what we call slurry. So the slurry gets mixed with a compound. We take it out of here. It all gets dried, and then gets sort of made into sort of large, what you would look like sort of chalk cakes, and then we use that for the landscaping. So it all goes back into the natural environment. And on the south of here, where we go north of here rather, you would see some of the landscape where the railway comes out of the tunnel, and so then ultimately will blend into the natural environment.
I'm sure all the viewers are going to want to know, why is the boring machine called Dorothy?
We named as a sort of tradition of the tunnelling community where tunnel machines are named after famous women. This one, Dorothy Hodgkin, she was won the Nobel Peace Prize. Lived not far from here in Warwickshire. Was given a Nobel Peace Prize for chemistry in the 60s, and we often involve the local community, local schools in naming. So Dorothy has joined Cecilia and Florence with other two machines, and you'll continue to hear us name our machines as they go in the ground over the next few months.
Now, Mark, at the weekend, the Cabinet Officer Kit Malthouse gave an interview to the Sunday Telegraph in which he described HS2 as a killer whale that could rip the arm off the next Prime Minister. What was your response to that, your reaction?
Yeah, I saw that article. I mean, the reality is now HS2 we've got fantastic momentum, some 26,000 people across the country now working on this project. It's very much a national endeavour, some 2,500 businesses. And we think that will probably peak in numbers for about 35,000 people. We're over 300 sites here, right across the section between London and Birmingham. So this thing's got fantastic momentum now. We're on time and on budget. And frankly, a new Prime Minister, Cameron, should be proud of the progress we've made on HS2 over the last few years.
All right, Mark, got to leave it there. Good to see you this morning. Thank you.
Thanks, Ian.
Now, the online fashion retailer Trendyol is Turkey's first decacorn, a privately owned company with a valuation of more than $10 billion and it's just opened an office in Germany. Well, further openings in Amsterdam and Luxembourg are planned later this year, with London due to follow next year. Well, joining me now from Istanbul is the president of Trendyol, Charlie Chetin. Charlie, welcome to you. Overseas only accounts for around 5% of your sales right now. How much can it go to?
Our goal is to get it up to 1/3 of our sales in the next 5 years. We started very aggressively our international expansion. Currently, we are selling to more than 100 countries globally using our basically online fashion strength, which I'll talk a little bit more in detail in a bit. But we hope that, after we started our local operations in Germany last year, where we reached already 1 million customers in our first year, we can continue this growth in other parts of Europe. And other parts of the Middle East in particular, which is another target geography for us, so that in the next 5 years, at least 1/3 of our sales will come from our international operations.
And in terms of your ambitions for the UK, that comes next year then?
Exactly. The London office will be the first step with our UK. We already have an English website, trendyol.com/en, where English-speaking customers or from the UK and other places can get into our platform and order our fashion products. But we will have a London-based office as well, which we will slowly scale. And UK is definitely one of our target markets, together with the rest of Europe, where we would like to grow our business.
Now, the inflation rate in Turkey is currently running at nearly 80%. What on earth is it like trying to manage a business with that sort of backdrop?
Well, as you know, Turkey historically had these high inflation environments. So I think both of our sellers and customers are very used to these type of environments. So we as a basically service provider in between the customer and the sellers here have to constantly adapt, obviously, our services to our customers. But we know how to operate in this environment because of our past experience operating in this type of environments.
Now, all online fashion retailers have an issue with returns right now, it seems. How much of a headache is that for you?
Well, it is a headache because, well, it's part of our business because ultimately when you sell fashion, it's fair to say that the customers want to make sure it fits them well, it looks well on them when they come and try it on in their houses, because sometimes what they see on the screen and when it comes to the house, it can be different. But we feel very confident that the product, especially in Trendyol, that we offer to our customers, the quality and the price point is so competitive and the quality is so high that the customers, whatever we provide to them through our sales channels and the assortment opportunity that they have, that they are very happy with ultimately what they buy from us in our platform. And therefore, when you compare our return rates actually to our competitors, both in Europe and in Turkey, we are lower. And that comes what we believe with the quality and price point of our offering. But it is a challenge for us, like other e-commerce players, that we need to continuously manage better. And we believe there, going forward, technology will be very important as well. The more we can show in our platform, on our app, the customer better tools for them to really understand how these fashion products look on them, how they can feel it looks in their style. And this, where a lot of the 3D and metaverse type technologies will come going forward into platforms like ours, we will feel that this will bring down the return rate in this sector as well.
Now, there's an awful lot of talk about a stock market flotation for you. I assume you wouldn't want to go in the current market environment, but is it imminent?
No, it's not. We have, as you said in the beginning, we have last year raised $1.5 billion from one of the world's, some of the world's biggest technology investors, SoftBank, General Atlantic, Princewell, and two sovereign wealth funds from Abu Dhabi and Qatar participated in this round. When you look at our shareholding base today, together with our strategic investor Alibaba, we feel we have the best investors in terms of technology and capital strengths behind us. So we're not in an immediate rush to go to the capital markets to raise capital. Ultimately, like every other technology company, in the medium term, it is a goal for us that we want to achieve, to be listed, hopefully also an international listing together with Turkey, to be part of the global technology group.
All right, Charlie, we have to leave it there. Good to talk to you this morning. Hope to see you again in future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ian. Thank you very much. We'll be in touch soon. Bye-bye.
Well, some other business news stories for you now. And Rolls-Royce has named one of BP's former top managers as its new chief executive. Tufan Ergin Bilgic worked for the oil major for more than 2 decades before stepping down 2 years ago. He's since been working for Global Infrastructure Partners, the private equity giant that owns Gatwick Airport, where he succeeds Warren East, who steps down at the end of the year after more than 8 years at the helm of the aircraft engine maker. And of course, he appeared on this programme this time last week. The world's biggest contract catering company warned this morning that inflationary pressures would eat into its profit margin during the current quarter. Compass Group, which serves 5.5 billion meals around the world each year at schools, workplaces and sporting venues, said margins during the current quarter would moderate slightly, but it said it was now trading above pre-pandemic levels in all parts of the world and said its new business growth was running at double the historic rate. And the hobby miniatures company Games Workshop has raised full-year pre-tax profits by 4% to £156.5 million, despite a loss of sales in Russia and disruption to its global supply chains. Well, the Nottingham-based company, which is well known for its Warhammer game, said it had raised prices by 5% due to higher input costs, but said it had also absorbed an element of inflation itself. It plans to open 21 new stores in the new financial year, 15 in North America and 5 in Europe. Well, the shares have risen by 2.25% this morning. Still to come here on Ian King Live. We'll have a look at how global markets are doing this Tuesday morning. Don't go away.
The warm weather more recently has caused young people in particular, mainly males, to go to local waterways and enter the water, sometimes jumping in, and then subsequently finding themselves in danger and obviously with tragic outcomes in many cases. Obviously, jumping into water when you can't see what's underneath, there could be rubbish or things that you could get entangled in. There is cold water shock, which is a true and present risk, which can put the body into a different mechanism and cause difficulties with breathing. And then there's obviously the currents which you find in water. So, people think they can go in and swim and the water looks okay, but actually the currents that are underneath the water can cause great difficulty for people, which is really challenging because obviously these tragedies affect firefighters really bad and other agencies who have to attend these incidents. But it's really, really difficult and important that we continue to try and get this message across to individuals to respect the water and be aware of the dangers. And we've had firefighters across Greater Manchester over the last week, in particular with the hot weather, at every one of our water sites, trying to educate people about the risks. And even when our firefighters are there giving education and trying to raise awareness with individuals, you'll find young people jumping into the water. Our advice is respect the water and do not jump into the water. And there's lots of places organised open water swimming clubs, and if you need to, you'd form part of one of them clubs. But just be water aware that the dangers associated with water are tremendous.
I'm Inzamam Rashid and I'm Sky's North of England correspondent.
Well, equity markets in the Asia-Pacific region had a largely positive session overnight. There were gains in Hong Kong, Shanghai and in Sydney, and only a modest decline in Tokyo. Well, in Europe, markets have been mixed this morning. Here's the current picture. Oh, look at that. They're all in negative territory. A couple of them were up earlier on. The IBEX was doing better than that half an hour ago. Talking points this morning in Europe include UBS. The Swiss banking giant shares are down by 6.5% in Zurich after quarterly profits came in below expectations. Well, here in London, the FTSE 100 has had a reasonably positive start to the day, currently up nearly 2/3 of 1% there, thanks to gains for some of the oil and mining heavyweights. In terms of the percentage gain as well, Unilever is among them. Obviously been speaking to them earlier in the programme. Unilever has added nearly 10 points to the index on its own. It's the fourth largest company in the FTSE, a major heavyweight. Compass, I mentioned them a little earlier. Their shares are also some 2.25%. On the downside, however, the B&Q and Screwfix owner Kingfisher, its shares are off 6% right now. And that follows a trading update from the home improvements retailer Wickes, whose shares are off 20% after it warned that the DIY market appeared to be softening. Well, that's also dragged down shares of Travis Perkins, the former parent of Wix. Its shares are off some 4.5%. Elsewhere outside the FTSE, the power generator Drax is up by 1.5% after reporting a rise in half-year profits, while the private equity firm Bridgepoint is up 11% on its results. On the foreign exchange markets, well, there hasn't been an awful lot of movement, to be honest with you. The market awaiting tomorrow's interest rate rise, it will be a rise, a decision from the US Federal Reserve. You can see sterling off 1/3 of 1% right now against the dollar, up by 1/10 of 1% against the euro. The euro, meanwhile, been in fine fettle against the dollar for the last 8 sessions or so, but it's off 2/5 of 1% right now against the greenback. As for the oil price, well, that has been trading to the upside this morning amid ongoing concerns over supplies. A barrel of Brent crude will currently set you back $106.68 a barrel. That is up just shy of 1.5%. Well, with me now is Janet Murray. She's head of market analysis at Brewin Dolphin. Janet, welcome to you. Let's start with...
All ladies, you are invited to our premier 13th annual women's conference, Lady to Lady Global Conference 2022. Theme, Joy. Date, Saturday, 30th July. Doors open at 11 a.m. Venue, Fairview's Concert Halls, the Phoenix Theater, Croydon, CR91DG3, United Kingdom. Register on www.ladytoladyglobal.org. Music Minister, CLC Healing Voices. Simeon. Queenie, Ada Ahe.
Congratulations, I have seen the glory of God.
Conference speakers, Reverend Betty King, Pastor Marjorie, Pastor Sandra.
I did come to Lady, and from that day onwards, my life has never been the same.
See you there.
This summer, July 29th to the 31st, God's chosen prophet is coming to London for a prophetic invasion that will catapult you to the next level of your life. At the Lighthouse Theatre, 254 through 270 Camberwell Road, London, SE50DP. Friday 29th, 5 p.m. Saturday 30th, 9 a.m. morning session and 5 p.m. evening session. And the finale on Sunday 31st from 5 p.m.
Yummy, there are some of you sitting here, you are going through certain things that was not your portion, but somebody's negligence brought that shame on you. I am here to speak to you, but enough of the shame you are dealing with.
Experience the prophetic. Encounter the miraculous. Please call 07760-276-394 for more details.
Grow my business. Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do that?
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne.
Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness. The whole of darkness.
So what did that
Myself and the world will adjust. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on The CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Body is your man. Bekutu, show them you got the cocoa set. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Harrison, aka Mr. Songs. This is the Kingmaker Baba for the girls. We're here. This is Starr Radio. Don't go nowhere. UK, London. We they call them London for home. For here, we they call them London. And that's how you know. Just have fun and stay blessed.
Hi there, this is CJ Buckleman, your life coach. And whenever I'm in London, I listen to Starr Radio UK right here. But guess what? You can listen to wherever you are.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
All around the world. In your car.
At work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio. Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. Hey there, this is Archie, and it's Starr Radio.
Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7.
Enlighten your day with Star Radio.
My sister, smile. Hallelujah. Oh, Jesus.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Oh, Lord God. All right, TNS, let me hear you sing. Swell me out, swell. Oh, and now no worry more. Swell me out, swell me out, swell. Shall I come out?
This is Starr Radio. This is Starr Radio. This is Starr Radio UK.
And that is how I say a massive good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth. And those of you on the other planets as well. Smile, my brother, smile. Smile, my sister, smile. Though there might be tough times and challenging times ahead, there is somebody who has your back. Okay, on that note, welcome to the program. Let me say a special good morning to Wakaz and to Pastor Emmanuel Chidi, man of God. Good morning to you, and thank you very much for joining us once again this morning. To my team, Mr. Olayomi Koiki, Mr. Frank Davis working behind the scenes, and my able producer, Mr. Francis Guy. Massive good morning to you, gentlemen. My brother Felix, all the way in Aberdeen, massive good morning to you. Mr. Kofi Ali Abdul Yakin, Mr. Malik Dramani Mahama, massive good morning. Okay. Abdullahi says radio station Alubaraka. Okay, I don't understand that one, but hey, Danny, good morning. Anthony Adedeji, massive good morning to you. Amaya Jergeni, all the way in Nigeria, good morning to you as well. And a special good morning to my own Tosino, long time no here. I hope you are doing very well. He's in Moscow, the Americans. Our special envoy to the US, that is Anthony Adedeji. Okie dokie do. To all our lovely listeners in the Americas, those of you in Europe, those of you in Asia, those of you in Australia, those of you on the African continent, namely Nigeria, Ghana, Uganda, South Africa, Liberia, and wherever you are listening to us from. Yesterday, one of you were listening to us from Libya. To all of you around the world, across the globe, I say massive good morning and welcome once again, and thanks for joining us, Starr Radio UK. So playing in the background, something from the TNS, the new song, and let's say smile, smile, smile. Share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages as well. Well, if it's your first time of tuning in to listen or watch us, the Starr Radio UK Morning Show, this is how the program will go. I'm going to bring you the quote for the day, the weather forecast will follow suit, then the travel update as well. Move on to have some and look at some of the stories making the rounds, known as Global Trotting. Then exactly at 11 o'clock, we'll have Mr. Olayomi Koiki, who will be joining in to bring you updates from Nigeria. Then as we continue to look at some other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world, at 12 o'clock, the lines are open for you to add your voice to the discussions. Then at 1 o'clock, the curtains are brought down for the end of the program. So in a gist, that's what's going to be happening. But do me a favor, share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones. Those of you on YouTube, subscribe to our page that anytime we are on, you will not miss a thing. But all in all, post your comments wherever they might be, wherever you're watching or listening to us from. And I promise you one thing for sure, this is an interactive program, and therefore I'll be reading your comments as well. I remain yours sincerely, the one and only.
This is the morning show.
Well, the quote for the day says, the world is waiting to celebrate your stardom, but here you are, crying under an oak tree and gazing at the tomb of your father who passed away 10 years ago. So that means there is more in you. Get up, get up, get up. I like one Bob Marley song. It said, get up, stand up. Stand up for your ride. So get up and get what is yours. All right then. Welcome once again to the program. Now let me tell you what the weather is going to be like. I mean, lots of predictions pertaining to our guests and stuff like that, but I can tell you what is going to happen today in London and the southeast of England. Well, this afternoon will start cloudy, but cloud will break up to reveal a few brighter spells later on. However, some scattered showers will then develop, winds easing. Tonight, a few showers will linger for a time, but these should eventually clear. It should stay rather cloudy for most throughout the night. Light or gentle winds expected as well. Total temperature is going to be 21 degrees, although it's going to be 14 degrees. Pollen level is going to be low, UV level is going to be moderate, and pollution is going to be low. Sunset 20:58 and sunrise for tomorrow morning 05:15 hours. That brings us to the end of the weather forecast. I continue to stay tuned, don't you go away. Because I'm following it up with the travel updates here in the UK. Or London to be specific. Don't you worry, I'll bring you the rest of this song, but for now, let's go take a quick commercial break and then I'll bring you the travel update. Stay tuned, don't you go away.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Yes, keep your eyes on the roads, keep your eyes on the roads. I'll keep you navigated. I promise I'll be on the Starr Radio UK travel update that comes to where every weekday from 10:40. It's now 10:47. Okay, so now yes, I'm here. Well, on your travel this morning on the underground, yes, minor delays on Jubilee and Metropolitan line. That aside, all the others have got good service there. London Tramlink VLR London Overground good service. Now moving on straight to the major roads in London. This is what we have at stake. Now A316, A4, A41, Central London Red Routes and North Circular A406 have all got closures. That aside, A23 has got serious delays, so if you can avoid it, do your best to avoid them. And it's Starr Radio UK. Now moving on straight to the river bars this morning. On the river bars, apart from the Woolwich area, as you know, that's got special service. All the others have got good service. But keep your eyes on the roads, I'll keep you navigated, I promise, and I'll bond. The Starr Radio UK travel update comes your way every weekday from 10:40. On the final segment of the travel update, that's the National Rail. Now, East Midlands Railway and ScotRail have all got minor delays. First Haul Trains, First Transport and Express, Grand Central, Great Northern, London Northeastern, Northern Rail, and Southwestern Railway have all got special service. Also, Thames Link has got special service as well. But all in all, let me say it once again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth. Enjoy your commute for today, but you know what? Continue to keep those eyes on the roads.
All ladies, you are invited to our premier 13th annual Women's Conference, Lady to Lady Global Conference 2022. Theme, Joy. Date, Saturday, 30th July. Doors open at 11 a.m. Venue, Fairview's Concert Halls, the Phoenix Theater, Croydon, CR91DG3, United Kingdom. Register on www.ladytoladyglobalorg. Music Minister, CLC Healing Voices. Simeon. Queenie, Ada Ahe.
Congratulations, I have seen the glory of God.
Conference speakers, Reverend Betty King, Pastor Marjorie, Pastor Sandra.
I did come to Lady, and from that day onwards, my life has never been the same.
See you there.
This summer, July 29th to the 31st, God's chosen prophet is coming to London for a prophetic invasion that will catapult you to the next level of your life. At the Lighthouse Theatre, 254 through 270 Camberwell Road, London SE50DP. Friday 29th, 5 p.m. Saturday 30th, 9 a.m. morning session and 5 p.m. evening session. And the finale on Sunday 31st from 5 p.m.
Yummy. There are some of you sitting here. You are going through certain things that was not your portion, but somebody's negligence brought that shame on you. I am here to speak to you. But enough of the shame you are dealing with.
Experience the prophetic. Encounter the miraculous. Please call 07760-276-394 for more details.
Let me hear you sing.
Welcome back to the program Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. It's now gone 9 minutes to the top of the hour, and we go global trotting. Yours sincerely, the one and only Archie here. Oh, thank you very much, Idani Abdullahi. He says that what I said I didn't understand was he says that Starr Radio UK is a good radio station. You are doing a good job. Thank you very much, Idani. God richly bless you for complimenting us as well. Okay. And some of the stories we're going to be looking at when it comes to Nigeria. Members of the Nigeria Labour Congress are protesting in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, in solidarity with the strike action of the Academic Staff Union of Universities. What will the federal government do about that? Now, the police and the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps will deploy personnel in critical infrastructure and facilities in response to the national protest that I'm talking about. But Yomi will be telling us more about that. I remember back in the day when Omoyele Sowore decided that he was going to embark on organizing people to embark on a strike, and then I think the night before or a few days before, he was arrested. Now, the same thing when it happened to the Ododuwa protest that was taking place, or was it a protest? No, a rally that was taking place. It was supposed to take place in Lagos. That's few days before that event, and Chisande Igboho's residence was also attacked. So what is going to happen? Are they going to be attacking Peter Obi's residence, or taking the front line of the Labour Party of a war? Well, you want to know more? Just stay tuned. Don't go away. We're going to be having Mr. Olayomi. He'll be throwing more light on that. But it's all Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. other stories from Nigeria as well. Tinubu, Atiko's presidency threatened as Kwankwaso NNPP sends urgent message to INEC. What message is that? I will bring you more on that once we have Mr. Olayomi Koiki as well. These are the big hooks or the big fishes. You think you play with them? Ademola Sahid Saka, good morning to you. Well, when it comes to other parts of the world as well, the Bank of Ghana has printed 22 billion Ghana cedis without parliamentary approval, Dr. Atuforsen alleges. Now, if this happens to be true, then it's quite but the question is, they're not getting any credit from any part. I'm not internal market or the external one. So what do they have to do? Is that not what is causing the inflation to go up? If you actually printed 22 billion Ghana cedis, was it printed outside or was it inside? Well. So coming away from Starr Radio UK, and the finance minister has also presented a mid-year budget. We'll be trying to look into that as well. But what is happening? Roto cancellation policy has not changed. Deputy Road Minister is saying. But the finance minister did mention in his budget that, well, it's going to be coming up pretty soon, especially to roads that have been rehabilitated. Ademola says, more strength to Starr Radio UK. Thank you very much, Ademola. More strength to Ademola as well. Okay, moving on to other parts of the world as well. The Tunisians voters are have been called to the polls for a new constitution. We're following that very closely. The opposition are against it, but we don't know what is going to happen. As the president sacked or dissolved parliament and sacked every and now the prime minister is now being like the one controlling the whole affairs. We'll be looking into that in a moment. Now, when it comes to other parts of the world as well, Russia waging gas war or waging gas war with supply cuts. Zelensky is saying Ukraine's president accuses Moscow of using gas restriction to inflict misery on ordinary Europeans. Well, the Pope says sorry for evil abuse at Canadian schools. Pope Francis begs for forgiveness for the Catholic Church's role in abuse against indigenous people. And Japan has executed Akihabara mass murderer. Tomohiro Kato was 25 when he killed 7 people in a busy Tokyo shopping district in 2008. In the US, wildfire tears through homes in Texas. At least 20 properties have been destroyed by the fire in Bald Springs as the US battles extreme heat. You know that back in the day, when you look at the Bible, back in the day, they will tell you that in some of the areas there was so much drought there. Was it the environment? What were they doing? Did they have factories that was causing all that environmental pollution that was causing that? But I remember back in the day, I mean, we've read them. They talk about serious droughts that happened, and the hunger that came that brought about that Joseph story in Egypt and all that community. You remember that? Okay. So when are they saying that we are the ones calling or causing all this because we are driving or you are using all those stuff? Well. I don't want to say it's Mr. Olayomi Koiki. Oh yes, he will be on. Ademola, he's going to be on exactly at 11 o'clock to bring you the updates. Now moving on to some other story from the UK front itself. David Trimble, a leader of Courage, says Lord Trimble, who died age 77, was instrumental in negotiating the Good Friday Agreement 1998, but which seems to be one that has been thrown out of the window at the moment. But what do you think? Tory rivals get personal in fierce clash over tax. The economy dominated as Rishi Sunak and Liz Truss took part in the first head-to-head TV debate. Now, who would your vote go for if you are one of the ones who will be voting there? But there's a lot more going to be coming your way. Don't you go away. We just continue with some music and we have Mr. Olayomi Kweke joining in a moment. But whatever you are doing, be rest assured you are tuned into Starr Radio UK. And from archaeology to zoology, from Accra to Zanzibar, if it's making the headlines, why not? I promise you, we're going to touch on it. So enjoy this music. I'm going to bring your way. And it is one from the new song as well. My life is in your hands. Enjoy.
Hallelujah. Amen. Glory. Actually, aya. Oh, I can't believe we say actually. That's right. Come on. Never be afraid. Don't you be afraid.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Your favorite Afro-Caribbean radio station.
You know that. Always wiping tears. You have a broken heart. Everybody, what you gonna do? Just lift your hands and say, you don't have to worry. You go. Joy comes in the morning. Trouble never lasts always. Remember, there's a friend. Everybody say, forever wipe your tears away. And if your heart is broken, come on, what you gonna do? Just lift your hands and say, I know. Everybody say,
This is Starr Radio UK.
I know that I can stand. No matter what, take it from my way. My life is in your hands. With Jesus, I can take it. With Him I know I can stand. No matter what, come your way, come my way. Jesus, my life is in. One more time, with Jesus, I can take it. You will never forsake. I know I can stand. No matter what, may come my way. My life is in your hands. Love you guys, all you people. We people in trouble at night, but joy comes in the morning. And you must know, I'm call the coco sasa. Sasa, my human.
smartphone.
Sabuse
is in your hands by the TNS. That's the new song. Or PIWC or Doko Accra, Ghana. And it is the Star Radio UK Tuesday edition of the morning show. And once again, let me say thank you very much for tuning in to listen or join us in the discussions and all that we bring your way. For those of you who don't know, on Wednesdays at 18 hours UK, there's a special program that comes your way, especially targeting or focusing on Nigeria, and it's known as the Niger Voices, presented by Mr. Olayomi, the one and only. So if you miss any of the discussions, or maybe due to your work schedule you're not able to join in, then make sure that you join him on Wednesday evenings for that wonderful program. He brings on various guests. I mean, oh my goodness, for the past couple of months we've had top hooks coming on, talking about the breakaway, talking about protecting yourself and all stuff. But you want to know more? Don't you go away. For now, we're going to be going to Mr. Olayomi in our North London studios, where he's all prepared to bring you updates from Nigeria. And let me say good morning to you, Yomi.
Well, very, very good morning to you, Mr. Archie. Good morning to all our listeners and viewers and everyone that have joined us so far. And also I say good morning to Frank as well, and the rest of the team that is watching us on Star Radio UK this morning. And I'll come back slightly again to you in the studio.
Yes, so how are you doing, sir?
Well, doing very well as usual. It is a Tuesday morning program, and as we always say, as long as we are live, there's a lot to be grateful about. But this time around, as you can tell, the country Nigeria, there's quite a lot. The strike that we thought was never going to happen, I can tell you that has literally started, and there is quite a lot going on as we speak right now. But we will discuss on that in just about a few minutes. But let me come back again to you in the studio. I'm just trying to see if I can bring some of the images behind me. Bear with me while we're trying to see if we can do that. But for now, I come back again to you in the studio. Once again, this is your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London, Star Radio UK.
Yes, okay. Let me say good morning to Adeneyi Farouk Okanlomo. He says Yoruba Nation now with emoji of jets are taking off. Yes, that means we are going very, very far and very, very fast. But well, story is making the rounds this morning. Now, as I did in my submission earlier on, I did talk about the fact that I think a few days before the Lagos rally of the Ododuwa at the time, then there was an attack on Chief Sunday Igboho's residence. Now, when after the elections, Omoyele Sowore decided to also call on the clarion call on citizens to go and protest. What was the name of that? I've forgotten the term. Revolution Now. He was also arrested.
Yeah.
Now we know Peter Obi. We know that is garnishing so much support. I mean, if you look at the youth, most of them are supporting him. Now the question is, are they going to do the same? Now that the Labour Party, the leadership of the Labour Party are joining the forces of some strike organizations that are going on strike. We know that the government has already released some of the security agents to come on the street. So what is going to happen there?
Well, like I said, there's nothing the government can actually do because the Nigerian Labour Congress is the main focus point of all the employment, both private and public sector. So they have a huge network, but in the past they've always been laid back, and their job is to bring the government to question, especially when things are not working. That is meant to be the job of the Nigerian Labour Congress, and I think they've been able to perform very well by not pulling this protest back and for allowing it to go ahead, to prove the point that the university student cannot stay at home for the last almost 6 months, since February without returning back to school. Yes, we understand that, the government might give all kind of excuses, but, education is very paramount, and education is one of the key sector in a country when it comes to development. So this morning, the Nigerian Labour Congress finally went ahead, with the first day of the strike, to call the government to question. And that has been very, going very well. I've been monitoring all our team, in different parts, from Lagos to Ibadan to Abuja. It's been a total shutdown, and I always say to those that are also going out to remain peaceful, and that is the whole point of it. And as like I said, you wouldn't have expected that to happen, but it's already taking place. You're quite right. Show a record for revolution now in August 2019, and just days before that resolution, he was arrested by the SSS operatives in Lagos on the 3rd of August, for planning to organize that protest. We had a peaceful protest that was going on across the country, the Yoruba movement, last year. I was actually in Nigeria as at the time as well, and I can tell you that all the protests were as peaceful up till 72 hours before the Lagos mega rally that the federal government wanted to assassinate Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho in his house in Soka, southwest Nigeria, in Ibadan. The rally went ahead, but again, the Lagos state governor decided to bring out his mechanism, and eventually one person was killed by the Lagos state security operatives, Jumoke Oyeleke, on a straight bullet on the 3rd of July 2021.
Wow. Listeners, well, if you are listening to us from Nigeria, what do you think is going to happen? Do you have any live feed from there? Let us know. Let us know. But let me say good afternoon. In Dubai to Adebayo Sunday. It's a good afternoon from Dubai, and we say good morning from London and to you wherever you might be, whatever the time is, that doesn't matter. Well, we thank you very much for joining us as well, and as many of you who have joined in as well. It is Starr Radio UK, the Tuesday edition of the morning show, and its updates from Nigeria, and on the YouTube channel as well. Moyiwa Osinuga says, good morning everyone, Yoruba Nation now, and no one can stop us. Now Prince Abimbola also says, good morning Archie and White Lion, Yoruba Nation has come to stay, no going back. And Dennis Joseph say Yoruba Nation now. Let me say morning to Adeniyi Adebayo as well. He say Yoruba must go on. Okay, and Adebayo Sunday says, please, I don't have anything to say about Nigeria. Is that country that people want to leave? Nigeria, see what is happening in Dubai. Well, lost there. The country is doing great. Nigeria, no light. Well, that is very, very true. Let me see. Just bear with me. Okay. So we've got a link to the live protest that is going on. We'll do our best to bring that your way. So stay tuned. Don't you go away. It is Starr Radio UK. Now let me go back to Yomi for some of the other stories there, whilst we try to get the link from Nigeria for you, what is going on that protest front as well. Over to you, Yomi.
Thank you so much, Mr. Archie, and to all our listeners. Let's come to give some of the update. As we do know, today is the first day of the NLC protest, and I'm just going to take us through, some of those places that we are currently getting, information and signal. Let's take you back to NLC protest in Ilorin over the ASU strike is currently ongoing. NLC protest in Lagos State is currently ongoing as we speak. NLC protest is going on in all the 36 states of the Federal Republic of Nigeria this morning, and we asked those residents or citizens that are living in each of these states also to make sure that they abide by the security operatives in the country. Some of the billboard that I've got here in front of me says, stop importation of petrol and revive the refineries, reduce the cost of governances now, save the masses from poverty and hunger. A lot of those that are not from Nigeria would probably like to know why this is currently going on. The reason for that, I will give you some of the background to that. Members of the Nigerian Labour Congress are protesting in Ikeja the Lagos State capital in solidarity with the strike action of the Academic Staff Union of the university. The protest, which is currently holding, is also an opportunity for the Nigerian Labour Congress to bring attention to other issues affecting the nations. What are these other issues? These are issues that we discuss here on Star Radio UK most of the time, and these are issues that are having a big impact on the lives of many Nigerians, as Nigeria remains the capital poverty of the world, and likewise the insecurity, which I'm going to be discussing later on in the due course of this program. Yesterday, the federal government of Nigeria, I'm talking about the Minister of Education, literally asked all the schools in Abuja to now go on what we call a very short emergency vacation. And the reason for that is of the threat to the lives of citizens in Abuja. So the question is, part of the reason why ASU is on strike is not just because of the insecurity alone, it's also because the lecturers have not been paid. The score of the protest, who stormed the street, carry placard with several inscriptions such as "Stop Importation of Petrol Refineries," "Nigeria at 60 years of independence, no hunger in the land." Another of the placard, "Reduce the cost of governances now and save the masses" as well. So these are part of what is actually going on as we speak right now in Nigeria, and we'll be giving you some of those images as the team are working behind to bring that to you. So let me take you back again to Nigeria. Nigeria, as we know, is going through a lot of situation right now. But the question a lot of Nigerians are asking is what could have been done before all this started. When we look back to the 61 years of a country that was put together by the British government in 1914, the mismanagement, the things that have actually happened, that has literally have a big impact on the lives of so many Nigerians, and that is the reason why we are saying this morning, as we continue to monitor the situation. So let me take you back to some of the other headlines that we have this morning on the other information regarding the headline. Once again, this is Star Radio UK. It is your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. As we say, if you are currently in Nigeria this morning, please take all precaution, especially with the ongoing activities of the latest strike in the country, so that you do not get caught up as we continue to monitor the situation. So what are the other headlines coming out of Nigeria this morning? Again, the protest has already rocked Ibadan as well. Now let's come back to other issues this morning. Foreign education has literally got $378 million in the last 5 months. These are just the average Nigerians, and as you can see there, that is the the signal of the live protest coming from Lagos State, that is coming to you on Star Radio UK this morning. I'm going to go back to Mr. Archie, and then we continue to review some of the other situation, because this is a very important thing, especially that Nigerian students are currently out of school in the last 6 months, and the question is, which way Nigeria by Sonny Okozu?
Well, which way Nigeria is a question that we ask all the time. But I didn't hear Adebayo says Ado. Okay, and Amaya Jigani, good morning to you. Good morning to you. Salami Muritala says Yoruba Nation must stand, inshallah. All right then. Now continue to send your comments in, and I promise you I'm going to read them out as well. But Yomi, why did the minister call on schools to shut down temporarily? What has it got to do with that? Is it the demonstration? Why?
Well, yesterday, after the broadcast that we did yesterday, there was a terrorist ambush on the military guard brigade in Abuja. 3 soldiers, were killed, and that means that the whole school in Abuja was now given an immediate, information to close down. Terrorists ambush the guard brigade. These are not just ordinary soldiers. These are the ones that guard the presidential team, especially when the president is moving from one point to the other. So there was an attack on them yesterday in Abuja, and that literally means every part of Abuja was completely shut down. After 120 days in captivity, 4 trained victims also gained freedom yesterday. But let's talk about this particular one that that caught the attention of so many Nigerians, to now say that if Abuja is no longer safe, where part of Nigeria will be safe? Barely 24 hours after the terrorists who hijacked the Kaduna-bound train released a video where they also threatened to kidnap the President Muhammadu Buhari that is currently gone to Liberia as we speak right now, and also to kidnap the Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai. Insecurity fears heightening at the Federal Capital Territory, leading to the immediate closure of all the Unity School in Abuja. This was after 3 soldiers sustained injuries in an ambush by the Boko Haram terrorists in Bawari Area Council of the FCT. The soldiers from the Elite Guard Brigade guarding the FCT as well as the presidential seat of the government were ambushed along Barigawa Road while on patrol where the Nigerian Law School and the Joint Admission Matriculation Board is located. The Guard Brigade is in charge of the security of the president, his entire family, the vice president, very important personality, the Federal Capital Territory and surrounding. This will be the first direct encounter between the terrorists and the brigade guards in Abuja.
Wow. Now, if the Federal Capital is of where the president is residing, is quivering or quaking in their boots because of terrorist activities, then what hope has Nigerians as a whole got? Then everybody will say that now people seem to agree with the fact that some are thinking that we have to protect ourselves, we have to break away and do our own thing or put measures in place to protect ourselves, because when things fall apart, that means that the center cannot hold, and that is causing it. But whatever it is, let me hear your comments. Timothy Sinley says Yoruba Nation now. Now let's move on to this the abducted or those who were abducted during the train incident, and then yesterday we showed them some being flogged there. Now how come that just a day after we showed that, they said they released some of them? Did these people go pay for the the demands of the terrorists?
Well, we wouldn't know what has actually transpired, that allowed that 4 out of the 43 that is left were released yesterday. Whether ransom was paid is something that which definitely must have taken place. But one of those that was released was the particular man that was talking to us in that video that we played yesterday, the one in the blue outfit. So he has been released by 3 other individuals yesterday. But the question is could it be that there was a kind of negotiation that went quickly to get his release? What about the remaining children and the woman? And I'm just going back to what Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, who is the lawyer and the human rights activist, and also the current lawyer to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, what he actually said based on the attack on the FCT by the brigade yesterday. Now that the federal government has ordered the immediate closure of the Federal Government College Kwali in the Federal Capital Territory of Nigeria, the seat of power, due to security concerns, do we still need a smooth sayer to tell Nigerians that the predictions of the late erudite Dr. Malapia Obadia of the Blessed Mary memory has come to friction? It will only take His grace and miracle. Terrorists on rampage having a field day. It was Kuje Correlation Center the other day. No arrest has been made till date. Who are these terrorists? Question mark. Noted. Attack on Boko Haram is attack on the on the rest of us. Now the federal government has ordered the immediate closure of the Federal Government College in the capital. The question then is, should we all be concerned as citizens for those that still believe in Nigeria? But those that are against Nigeria as we speak today are now asking the question, is it not time now to maybe declare a Yoruba nation out of Nigeria? So there's quite a lot is happening right now. But as we speak right now, university on strike, federal government, the Federal Capital Territory in Abuja, schools are now on official close down because of the insecurity in the country.
I really wish that I see the threat that they are threatening to kidnap the president. Some people, I really want to see that and see what is going to happen there. Then we know that yes, it's all done, it's finished, because all those who are clamoring for, oh, let's continue to unite, government is doing its best, and with this happening, my goodness. Akim Adio Razaki, good afternoon, Star Radio UK. That means Akim is somewhere far from Niger or from the UK. Okay, good afternoon to you. Hope you are doing very, very well. It is Star Radio UK. Now, another question that is going on. So we'll have that video. Okay, we'll still have that video going on whilst we are doing the discussion, so that you don't miss a thing. At a point, we'll bring you the voice over as well as and when we can. But Yomi, I did touch on this story earlier on. Let me say good morning to Abiodun Obatayo as well. Thank you very much for joining us. Now, interestingly, Tinubu Atiko's presidency is being threatened by Kwankwaso. He sends urgent message to INEC. Let me just touch on it quickly, and then let's see whether we've got any reactions from there. The new Nigerian party, NNPP Kaduna State Chapter, has called for the disqualification of the People's Democratic Presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar and counterparts in the All Progressive Party, Bola Tinubu. The state chairman of the NNPP, Sani Liti, urged the Independent National Electoral Commission to disqualify both presidential candidates on the grounds of alleged financial crimes during their respective presidential primaries. Do you think there were briberies during these primaries at all, Yomi?
Well, there was, there's no doubt that there was not all kind of, fraudulent primaries that took place. And I can give you what one of the, the former APC presidential aspirant and also the former minister of transportation under his nose was the kidnap of those individuals that we are still talking about. We're talking about the former minister Rotimi Amechi, and this is what the headline says: Amechi Tinubu allies disagree over vote buying allegation. The former minister of transportation and the presidential aspirant of the All Progressive Congress, Rotimi Amechi, came under fire on Monday over his allegation that delegates who voted at the APC primary were bribed to influence the outcome of the convention. Amechi had claimed that many of those who were induced with money have since regret their action. He made a controversial statement at an event to mark the 60th birthday of the General Overseer of the Abundant Life Evangelical Mission, Eguno Ugu, in Port Harcourt, River State on Saturday. The question then is, the standard bearer of the party, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, had defeated Amechi, the vice president, Yemi Osinbajo, and 12 others to clinch the presidential ticket. But the question is, was money involved? Was money paid? But we do know that this is not the first time. This has been going on ever since the election in 1999 till date. Reacting to these remarks, some APC supporter and the party chieftaincies berated the former governors of River State, who they claim was exhibiting threat of frustration after losing out to Tinubu. A number of Amechi loyalists have also risen to his defense, stating that the ex-minister did not mention any name while they making the conduit. The Director General of the Asiwaju Tinubu presidential campaign, Adebayo Shitu, said he found the utterance of Amechi unbelievable. But there's nothing to be unbelievable, because Adebayo Shitu was also taken out of the government for corruption allegation.
Well,
because he was the telecommunication minister, as at the time he was removed by Buhari.
But well, I mean, can we say that there have been any elections in Nigeria where it's been void of bribery and stuff like that? Can we actually say that?
Well, I mean, none of the election has gone without a kind of corruption or bribery, because that is the only way, the politicians have been able to, to hold and suppress, millions of Nigerians this morning.
Well, listeners, it is Star Radio UK. We continue to let you see the streaming of what is happening when it comes to the protests in Nigeria at the moment. Various places going on, but at a particular point we will let you, we'll just be quiet and then you can hear the voice over as well. But it is Star Radio UK. Updates from Nigeria, 11:28 the time. We have Mr. Olayomi. Yomi, over to you.
Well, it seems as more Nigerians are struggling, also the wealthy will also suffer a little bit. Wealthy Nigerians are now smuggling Jet A1 to West Africa, according to the Senate. The lawmaker representing Kogi West Senatorial District and the chairman of the Senate Aviation Committee, Senator Smart Adeyemi, has said that wealthy Nigerians stealing and exploiting the Jet A1 are responsible for the scarcity of aviation fuel in the country. Adeyemi, who spoke to the media, said that this situation added to problem of lack of refineries that the country has been battling with. He further lamented that the situation has been worsened by the increase in the numbers of Nigerians who could no longer travel by road due to the insecurity issues. The senator added that there was no way the economy could thrive when some people kept stealing from the economy. People have been stealing from the economy since 1960, and we just have to go back to records of money that have been moved out of Nigeria. I was actually looking at a particular story which was given to us during one of my conversation with my viewers a couple of days ago. I'm going to bring that up, where about $18 million and about 93 million was allegation to a particular individual, the MD, where money has been kind of moved out of this particular industry. I'm trying to see if I can bring that to us. But once again, it is not the first time that we are seeing money being stolen out of Nigeria. Money continued to be moved out of Nigeria since 1960, and that is why there has never been any kind of tangible development in the country for almost a very, very long time. So we continue to to ask the question again and again: for how long do Nigerians need to suffer for all the negligence of some of these issues? So let's go back to some of the other headlines, and then we'll come back to you again in the studio as the images sound of the protest is still going on from Starr Radio UK team back in Nigeria. Again, the question is, Buhari has traveled to Liberia while Nigeria still remain in all kind of situation. Manufacturers seek anticipatory policy measures against external influence. If we are not manufacturing anything, it will become very, very difficult for Nigerians to have jobs, for Nigerians to continue to live a better life, because you have to have a strong manufacturing country so that our exchange rate, our forex would then be more, and then we can have a stronger naira. The reason why we don't have a stronger naira today is because everything from toothpick is brought into the country. So let's get back into this conversation. The local manufacturers in the country have now urged the federal government to develop a sustainable national anticipatory policy measures against external influence in order to mitigate the impact of the global activities of the economy. According to the Manufacturer Association of Nigeria, the prevailing local challenges were compounding by the lingering backlash of the COVID-19 pandemic and the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war. They noted that apart from the need for the adamant management of global peace, the series of global occurrences and the lessons learned demand the national government should begin to take drastic measures to manage this phenomenon proactively going forward. So the headline again there was manufacturers are seeking policies, measures against external influence. Like I said, if we do not have a strong based manufacturing company in Nigeria, which is the local one, then a lot of Nigerians will continue to be out of job, and that is why what we are seeing today in Nigeria is a very, very big issue. Once again, LASMA denies allegation of a man's death over a bribe chasing personnel. We've seen so many of these sort of incidents where security operative for small naira, if you want to put it that way, eventually lead to the death of innocent Nigerians. So LASMA this morning denies allegation of a man being killed over a bribe after he was being chased by some of those operatives. The attention of the management of Lagos State Traffic Management Authority has been drawn to a newspaper report that claimed an individual named Modibo Usman died from cardiac arrest as a result of an encounter with his officer. For clarification, last month, officer had departed the scene of the impounding the vehicle and were not privy to event that led to the demise of Modibo Usman, in a statement yesterday by the Assistant Director Public Affairs. So let's come back again to you in the studio, and maybe we can just now pick some of the sound that is coming from Lagos, I believe, where that transmission is coming from.
Well, listeners, it is Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to 11:34 from the House of London. Mr. Olayomi in our North London studios. I'm Archie here in the South studios, and we're having a live feed from Lagos. We hope that we're going to be bringing you that feed from there, the voiceover from there in a moment. But let me acknowledge a couple of people, and then we'll move on from there. Idowu John, good morning, Star Radio UK. Yoruba Nation, no going back. Tonyin Salami says, Ekushe Taku Olorong Yo Bafua. Okay, I hope I did it well. Now Benson Bemisola says, now God bless Yoruba Nation. Tijani Musa Tanda says, Republic of Yoruba Nation, now to save lives. Walex Salam says, good morning everyone. Yoruba Nation countdown. And Walex says, Yoruba Nation declaration countdown. Well, we hope to see that pretty soon. Just going straight to the YouTube channel as well. Taiwo Suleiman says, Mr. Koiki Ekwesi Odua Agbewa O Yoruba Nation now. Okay, Taiwo Suleiman, Yoruba Nation now. Thank you very much there. Idani Abdullahi says, Yoruba Nation is the only solution for the Yorubas together. The Yoruba Nation now. God bless Star Radio UK. It is them with Koiki for all of the job that is Koiki is doing. Thank you very much there. Shobayo John says, Lagos government is now becoming terrorist government in this land. Yoruba Nation now. Shobayo, I hope that you are taking good care of yourself though there. All right then. We're just going to cross it over to Lagos to have a full listen to that update. Ademola Sahib Saka says Yoruba Nation must stand as a nation. Bologun Shegun, thumbs up to you too. Let's hear a little bit of that, and then we go on the sound bite.
Protest that has been called by the Nigerian Labour Congress, in defiance to, this university that have been closed for the last almost yes, and I think, let me just get the audio from this side. So we leave that and come back again to the studio, but right there is the the happening that is going on right as we speak right now. Quite a lot, and it's not just happening there alone. I can tell you that it's also happening in Oyo State, in Ibadan, and this is a soundtrack from the one from Ibadan. So I can see quite a lot of police officer right there at the Ibadan ongoing protest in my other screen that is coming from here. But like I said, it's not just happening in Ibadan, it's happening also in Abuja, in almost all the 36 states of the Federal Republic of Nigeria this morning. And that is now taking us straight to the social media, where that is currently trending as well, this morning. Though we still have Toby Amosu that is trending after the 100-meter, all those, the world record yesterday. She's still trending as number one with almost 137, tweets so far. BB Ninja is trending at number 2. And as you can tell, ASU, that is meant to be trending on number 1 and number 2, is currently at number 3. And let's just look at what people are saying, especially those that probably could not make it down, for that protest, probably for one reason or the other, because some are still having, the psychological effect of what took place during the massacre at the NSA. So this is still, a reflect. Not everybody will be out there, but I can tell you, I can see that members of the NLC Bauchi State Chapter also joined the nationwide protest. So that tells you that almost all the countries, everybody's out there as we speak. I can also tell you that NLC Solidarity protest with ASU happening in Kaduna, NLC protest happening in Benin City, NLC protest happening in Abia, NLC happening in Ahmadu Bello University in Kaduna. And like I also say, there's also now that there is a breaking news. Terrorists kidnapped a captain, 13 soldiers in Abuja community while responding to a distress call. Also, we are getting information that Nigeria President Muhammadu Buhari also, like I said, has traveled to Liberia to deliver a lecture on security and the rule of law. Is it not almighty that a president that has left his own house for security to take over is now going to Liberia to deliver a lecture on security and the rule of law? There's nothing that cannot happen in African countries. So let's quickly go back again. There's Port Harcourt. Also, I can see the picture from Port Harcourt, and also there is protest going on in Lagos, as we talked about, which we've been discussing at the moment. So now let's go back and see what more is trending when we talk to those Nigerians on the social media this morning. Once again, this is your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London, and this is where it's all happening as we speak right now. So let's go and see what Nigerians are saying. Simon Ekpa, the Nigerian terrorist government are now on the move again. Any person that speak the mark in for elimination. This is the reason all hands must be on deck to end Nigeria by 2023. Before Nigeria eliminate everyone, let us eliminate Nigeria now, starting with no election in Biafra land. And that has got to do with Nigerian security force just surrounded the house of Theodore Uba Unko Inso Unkwa. I'm not sure who the person is, but it seems the Nigerian security has surrounded his house. Also, Simon Ekpa, Abuja has fallen. We warn that the way the jihadist government is desperately advancing the Islamic State agenda in Nigeria, Abuja will fall in 2022. Also, Are Karunwi Kakamfo at Are Karunwi, the British knows the Igbos are very close in getting Biafra out of Nigeria. That was why they brought in Peter Obi to make the Igbos forget Biafra. Without Peter Obi, the Igbo nation would have taken a full-blown nationalist path from 2023. That is, he went to meet Boris Johnson in London. Remember that Peter Obi literally traveled out to meet Boris Johnson before Boris Johnson is now taken out. Peter Obi was also yesterday on one of the media talking about some of what he would do when he becomes, the Nigerian president. And he also talked about how I plan to improve, the power sector. That is what Peter Obi, in some of his discussion yesterday. Also, there is also more blackout loans in Nigeria, as electricity workers also vow to join nationwide protest today. So a lot is happening in Nigeria as we speak right now. And likewise, like I said, there is more other news. But for now, also the student of the former school that Toby Amosun went when she was in Nigeria. According to what we have here, Toby Amosun will inspire a lot of young girls across Nigeria. So many will grow up and want to be like her. A world record is not us alone. Yes, she did all the hard work, greeting trainings by herself, but she has ignited something bigger than her. And I can say some of her, the former secondary school that she attended right here in front of me, that some of them are currently so happy to have somebody from their university, from their secondary school, making the champion. So let's see if I can get that audio of these young girls. There is a girls' school that she attended, and let's see if we can get the audio coming out. Once again, this is Starr Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. Also, I've been able to see a picture of her, Toby Amosun, world champion, world record holder at our ladies secondary school in Ijebu. We'll see if we can get that image also behind me. But for now, this is what some of the students had to say regarding Toby. And that is, the picture of the world record holder in 100 hurdles. Right when she was in secondary school, nobody knew that she could be that 100-meter hurdle, winning America and Jamaica. A congratulations to her, and I come back again to you in the studio.
Well, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. To all of you who have joined us on the what do we call it, on the social media platforms, various of you, lots of you on the Facebook and those of you on the YouTube as well. I want to salute each and every one of you. Thank you very, very much. In unity is strength, and then if we all have one mission and we are pushing that agenda, then we can get it through. But before I come to Yomi, Agundele Timothy says, love you all, and Amozu Shegun says, God bless you, brother. Amana says, good job, bros. God bless you. No going back, Yoruba Nation. You know what John says, good job, Olayomi Koike. Yes, okay. Starr Radio UK. Let me quickly see what is happening on the on the YouTube as well. On the YouTube, we have Moses Olariran saying Yoruba Nation and Biafra now, okay, and Comfort Olugonja, Nigeria is dead. All individual sovereign nations must emerge. Yoruba Nation now. Continue to send your comments through, and I promise. Now, Moses Olaniran says, who is this monkey trying to disrupt the program? Oh, I know. The person always does that, but we ignore the person. Yeah. Let them just continue to do whatever they want, but we know what we are fighting for, and therefore we continue on that path. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, Yomi, just a quick one on Buhari's visit to Liberia. Now, your house is on fire. You've not managed to quell whatever is going on. Virtually, even your room is virtually on fire. You say you're going to go to another country to go and advise them on security. Well, is it going to seek advice, or is it going to advise them? What is it going to do exactly?
The significance of Buhari's visit to Liberia by Garba Shehu, the President Muhammadu Buhari is traveling and he has actually left yesterday. The trip signifies the importance attached to security and the well-being of Liberia and the rest of West Africa. On this day, Liberia marks their own special independent anniversary and commemorating the 175 years of the self-rule, with the country being the oldest independent post-colonial African state. President Buhari is a special guest of honor at the celebration and will deliver an address. The trip to Liberia comes at a time when political instability and the return of the coup d'etat have ended 2 out of the 3 decades of democratic order in the sub-region. Liberia, Sierra Leone, along with Nigeria, are going into election in 2023. President Buhari is expected to emphasize to them the importance of free, fair, and credible election. The president is also expected to stress the importance of respect for rule of law throughout the sub-region. Without rule of law, constitutional rule, there can not be security, peace, and development. Peace and security of Liberia is important to Nigeria, given the enormous investment in men, material, and resources expanded by this country to secure the two states. Without the leadership of Nigeria in the context of ECOWAS, to secure these two, there will not be a Benin Liberia on the map in its present configuration. So that is the reason why the country, the president has actually traveled down. There is also a good bilateral relationship between Nigeria and Liberia, may bring to the table issues of cross-border terrorism, bolstering defense and trade ties. So the question is that your house is already leaking, but he believes that by going to Liberia, it can fix the situation from there.
Well, we hope that is what is going to happen. We hope that is what is going to happen there when it comes to the president, and maybe somewhere somehow he might be giving some advice. Maybe just allow those who want to leave, and then you also leave when your time is come next year, and then maybe that will bring about some peace. But what do you think? Wherever you are, continue to send your comments through. But Yomi, before we go.
Well, don't go anywhere because Archie is still here with you to take you to the rest of the segment. I'll be back again same time tomorrow. But for now, it's coming up to 12 o'clock. If you're sending money home to your loved ones, remember to use SendWaves. If you're doing it for the first time, remember the Starr radio code. S for Starr, R for radio. And my name is Olayomi Koike. I'll be back again same time tomorrow at exactly same time. Have a very good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching us. And bye for now.
Okay, thank you very much, Yomi. Have a blessed day, and we'll catch up later. Listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. We're going to take a musical break, and once we come back, we will continue with the program. Wherever you are, don't you even think of touching the dial, because it's all happening. But let me bring you this song. Before that, Fasanu Timothy says, well done. Mozu Segun says, Nigeria, it's ended, and Yoruba Nation is live. All right, then. Enjoy this song, and I'll be with you. Bob Marley's song, cover one, Get Up, Stand Up for your right. All right? Wherever you are listening to us from, if you are being oppressed, marginalized, stand up for your right. Enjoy it. I'll be with you.
Stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up.
This is Starr Radio. This is Starr Radio UK.
Don't preach your mind, don't tell me heaven is on the earth. I know you don't know what life is really worth. Isn't all that glitters is gold up? Half the story has never been told, and now you see the light. Stand up for your right. Come on, get up, stand up.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Go, go, go. You're sick and tired of your ism, schism game. Time to go to heaven in the Jesus name, Lord. We know where we understand. Almighty God is a living man. You can fool some people sometimes, but you can't fool all the people all the time. And now you see the light. What you gonna do? Gonna stand up for your right. Get up, stand up in the morning. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Life is your right. Don't give up. So we can't give up the fight. Get up, stand up. Lord, Lord. Stand up for your right. Yeah, ooh.
on, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur, and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business, but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Those of you still on the Facebook, YouTube, and all the social media platforms, and those of you on our apps as well, I salute each and every one of you. And thank you very much. Thank you very much. You make the work that we do, worth doing, because we know that we are reaching out to you. But let me say good morning or good afternoon. Now it's still morning here in the UK. We got about 5 minutes before we hit the afternoon. Fasanu Timothy says Yoruba Nation, no going back, of course. And as I played earlier on, get up, stand up for your right if there is anything of the sort. Aziz Badasarik says good morning, brother. Aziz says thank you, sir, Mr. Archie. Nigeria, Jaga. No, Jaga. Okay, yeah, I think I did it well. Aziz, did I? Okay, it is all Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now let's move on. Let's look at some of the other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world, and then we'll be opening the lines in the next 4 minutes. Yeah. Now, if you want to call in, feel free to do so. You can just call in and bring your take on whatever things that is being discussed there. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Michael Oawe says good morning, everyone. Good morning, Michael. I hope you are doing very well there as well. I hope your day is going well. All right then. Now, inflation. What brings about inflation? What causes inflation? Now, one thing that I know is when there is lots of cash in the system. That's what we were taught back in the day, and people are spending more. It puts. That's how do I even put it? How do I put it? Where are my economic experts here to put it across perfectly for me? But Ghana, the Bank of Ghana, has printed 22 billion without parliamentary approval. Dr. Atuforsen is alleging. Now, if this is true, then actually they have caused the inflation rate to rise a bit more further than even what was going on. Now, former Deputy Finance Minister Dr. Kessil Atuforsen has accused the government of encouraging the Bank of Ghana to print an amount of 22 billion without parliamentary approval. Now, according to him, the fresh currency notes were printed between January and June 2022. The information, according to Dr. Forsen, is hidden on page 97 of Appendix 2A of the media budget under the section on Bank of Ghana. How true is that? They have printed 22 billion fresh money without knowledge of Parliament and without informing all of us. He said while addressing the press on Monday. The ranking member of the Finance Committee of Parliament said the act is illegal and against the Bank of Ghana Act. He indicated that printing the currencies are contributed to the rise in inflation, as I said, adding that if this trend continues, I wouldn't be surprised that we will end up the year with inflation of about 50%. He goes on further to say, I'm saddened. No wonder inflation is galloping. No wonder that our reserves position is dwindling, because when you create new money out of the thin air, what happens is that inflation will go up, and obviously because it is new money, you will end up losing your reserves because there will be new consumption, he said. As a result, he urged the minister to return and deliver a new media budget, since the omission of the 22 billion cedis is pervasive and scandalous. He also had a word for the governor of the Bank of Ghana. And it says, I want to urge the governor of the central bank that he has engaged in gross illegality, and in future, if he is asked to print money, he should first come to parliament before he acts. Now, has that happened? As I said, I know inflation comes about when there is lots of fiscal cash in the system where it's not got any backing there. Okay, like they're saying, printed from thin air. So what is happening there? But if you're an economic expert, you can add your take to it. Maybe you think that what they've done is okay. It's just a matter of time. Whether the inflation is galloping or whooping or flying, it will land one day. But if you look at the way our governments are managing our finances as a continent as a whole, that what do you think? Is there any hope for us? Well, no wonder people try to flee out of the country, go to various places, and they are maltreated like what happened in Morocco. Well, still on Ghana. Now, Roto cancellation policy has not changed, Deputy Roads Minister has said. Now, Deputy Minister of Roads and Highways, Stephen Jalula, has explained that the government's policy to cancel collection of road toll remains in force. His explanation comes on the back of the Finance Minister's announcement that Accra-Tema motorway will be tolled after the rehabilitation and extension project is completed. The government of Ghana shall provide funding through GIIF to take equity in the special purpose vehicle to be created by GIIF for the project, Ms. Ofriata mentioned. Now, speaking yesterday, the Deputy Minister said any decision to reintroduce road toll will be laid before Parliament for further action. He emphasized that the announcement by the Finance Minister does not apply to all roads. My understanding, in the quote he said, is that the policy has not changed and it is not going to change under this new statement that was read. What he, the Finance Minister, did say was that the Tema motorway will be done under MPP and the road will be tolled. Now, if subsequently the government decides to change the policy on the road tolling, that one will come to Parliament for consideration, he stated. But my question that I've been asking is, was that tabled in Parliament before it was, taken off? Now, on November 17, 2021, the government revealed motorists who apply toll roads across the country will no longer be required to pay tolls. The government has abolished all tolls and public roads and bridges. This takes effect immediately. The budget is approved, Mr. Ken Oforiatta said while presenting the 2022 budget to Parliament. So they did cancel that. So let's say it was brought to Parliament. However, Finance Minister Ken Oforiatta, while presenting the media budget to Parliament for approval on Monday, announced that the government will toll the 27.7 kilometer Tema motorway road project after completion. Now, the project, he said, will be done in line with the Public-Private Partnership Act 2020. To establish concession agreement between the Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund and the Roads and Highways Ministry. The completed road will be told to recover the whole life cost of the completed infrastructure as well as pay lenders and provide a return for equity investors. The government of Ghana shall provide funding through GIIF to take equity in the special purpose vehicle to be created by GIIF for the project. He mentioned Mr. Ken Oforiatta further revealed that government will toll all new roads constructed under such concession. So it's not all the roads and the bridges that are going to see a comeback or a return of the road tolling. Okay, all new roads of this nature will be tolled, he stressed. Now, what do you think? Now, they've told the Kwame the motorway, the Kwame Nkrumah motorway. Let me put it that way, Accra-Tema motorway. They've told it since time immemorial. I remember one where later when we travel via that route, we pay the toll, and when we're coming back, we pay the toll. I grew up When I travel on that, when I use that, I pay the toll. When I'm coming back, I do the same thing. And acting, they were doing that until last year. So what has all those monies been used for? Was it just being siphoned, or was it just being used to pay those who were sitting there? And road maintenance. When it comes to our maintenance work, my goodness, we are absolute rubbish. We sit down for things to deteriorate, and then we think, oh, let's go find money to do it. But what do you think? Well, it's not only in Ghana, but in Nigeria, in Liberia, and in all those African countries. What do we do? Ibrahim Bello, good morning to you. I hope you are doing very, very well. 5 minutes past the top of the hour, the morning show, Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And let me announce the lines open if you want to join in to throw more light on any of the issues or let your concerns be known. Feel free to do so. Call us on 0208-133-2257, 0208-133-2257 or 58. If you happen to be in US, Canada, or the Caribbean area, it is 0017183032737, 0017183032737. You want to text or WhatsApp us? Yes, you can do so. It's 0753-966-1744, 0753-966-1744. And then our Twitter handle is @Starr Radio UK. Email address is info@starradiouk.com. Stay tuned and don't you go away. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. A quick commercial break and we continue with the show.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
All ladies, you are invited to our premier 13th annual Women's Conference, Lady to Lady Global Conference 2022. Theme, Joy. Date, Saturday, 30th July. Doors open at 11 a.m. Venue, Fairview's Concert Halls, the Phoenix Theater, Croydon, CR91DG3, United Kingdom. Register on www.ladytoladyglobal.org. Music Ministers, CLC Healing Voices. Simeon. Queenie. Ada Ahi.
Congratulations, I have seen the glory of God.
Conference speakers, Reverend Betty King, Pastor Marjorie, Pastor Sandra.
I did come to Lady, and from that day onwards, my life has never been the same.
See you there.
This summer, July 29th to the 31st, God's chosen prophet is coming to London for a prophetic invasion that will catapult you to the next level of your life. At the Lighthouse Theatre, 254 through 270 Camberwell Road, London, SE50DP. Friday 29th, 5 p.m. Saturday 30th, 9 a.m. morning session and 5 p.m. evening session. And the finale on Sunday 31st from 5 p.m.
Yummy. There are some of you sitting here, you are going through certain things that was not your portion, but somebody's negligence brought that shame on you. I am here to speak to you that enough of the shame you are dealing with.
Experience the prophetic. Encounter the miraculous. Please call 07760-276-394 for more details.
Welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK. Well, those are events that are happening over this weekend, so we hope that you will, if you are able to go, join in. Just join in on those programs. The ladies to ladies and Reverend Prophet Prempeh as well. Awaya Waseri Awaya Waserere Wahab. I hope I pronounce your name well. It says, good afternoon to you. It says Yoruba Nation Lokana. Okay, yes. I'm learning every day, you know, when we come on the program with the various names and a few of the comments there as well. But it's all coming your way from Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay. Now let's move on to some other stories. This afternoon, exactly at 1:30, Bibi Clement will be coming your way with Bibi Means Business. Make a date with her when she comes your way with a program. It's mind-blowing one when it comes to your business. It doesn't matter where you are, so far as you are on earth. Use those principles and it will help you a great deal to get to the destination or wherever you got to be. All right, then, so stay tuned and don't go away. Remember, it's going to be exactly at 1:30. Okay, now let's move on straight to some of the other stories as I was touching on from the Ghanaian front as well. Well, how much belief do you have? Well, or religion? How much religious are you? Now, there's a prophet, an eagle, they call him the eagle prophet. He says that he warned the president not to seek re-election. Now, Ghanaian pastor, Prophet Randolph Oduro JB, popularly referred to as the eagle prophet, has said he had been vindicated after prophesying that President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo would destroy the country if re-elected. It will be recalled that prior to the 2020 general election, the general overseer and the founder of the God's Crown Chapel prophesied that President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is a one-term president and should not attempt to seek re-election. Now, but, well, Prophet emphasized that per revelation he had, President Akufo-Addo would sink Ghana if he attempts a second term. Now, President Akufo-Addo has one term, and God will help him in his first term, but he should not try for the second term. He will destroy the Ghana if he dares to seek re-election. The popular man of God cautioned in 2015 Mahama's administration turned to the IMF for $918 million loan to help stabilize the economy. The conditions attached meant that government had to freeze salaries and end oil subsidies. In the run-up to the 2016 election, Akufo-Addo's New Patriotic Party criticized the decision. He promised to improve revenue generation and manage the country's economy better. He made progress on that by ending the IMF bailout in 2019 and bringing inflation down to 9% from almost 17.5% in 2016. That honeymoon now appears to be over in 2022. Seeking help from the IMF constitutes an abrupt policy reversal for President Akufo-Addo, who took office in 2017 after an election campaign that focused on the idea of Ghana beyond aid, a promise that the country could prosper without international aid. But what do we see? In March, foreign policy predicted that Ghanaians might protest as a result of the economic pressure felt in their household. A few weeks ago, hundreds took to the street in Accra for 2 days to demonstrate against spiraling costs. The current economic hardship in the country has also preempted many clergies from openly castigating the president. The founder and the leader of the Glorious Word and Power Ministries, Reverend Isaac Owusu-Bempah, in a recent interview called out the president for causing untold hardship to Ghanaians. Interesting. Is it because he was arrested for going to cause damage or attacking somebody or threatening somebody? Reacting to this statement from the popular man of God, Eagle Prophet told a news network, "I've been vindicated. I warned Nana Addo not to seek a re-election, but didn't listen to me. What is happening now, I have already prophesied about it." Now, Eagle Prophet is well known for prophesying doom. His church, God's Own Chapel, the Eagles Cathedral, which has its headquarters in Kumasi, Ghana, is regarded as one of the most popular churches in the country. Interesting. Well, if you are listening to me, at what point will you listen to your man of God or decide, let's soldier on? It is all coming your way from Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, when it comes to one of the MPs and a minister who has been under a barrage of attack due to her absence from the chamber, well, an aide to the Dome Kwabena member of parliament has said the legislature is expected to be in the country this week, barring the last minute changes. According to him, Sarah Dwasafo will resume her duties in parliament and the gender ministry once she arrives in Ghana. He is confident residents of Dome Kwabena will support their MP to thrive and succeed. I will say this week we will hear from her as we will see her, he said in response to a question on when Adwasafo will be returning. In a recent Facebook post by the gender minister, left many wondering whether she is returning to the country or not. She shared photos of herself in what appeared to be a private jet while looking excited with cheerful smiles. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup runs over. She quoted Psalm 23 verse 5 in her caption. But what? With pictures of a table that has been prepared on a private jet where she's going to have a meal. Well. Do you think she needs to go out? Or do you think she has to be allowed in? Okay. Now, one other story before we leave Ghana. NAPCO to end in September 2022 Oforiatta has said during the mid-year budget, the Minister for Finance, Ken Oforiatta, has disclosed that one of the government's youth employment initiatives, Nation Builders Corps (NAPCO) program, will end on September 1, 2022. Now, it says in its speech, Mr. Speaker, our iconic National Builders Corps (NAPCO) program, which was initially to run for 3 years and extended for an additional year, will be completed by 1st of September 2022. The program, which engaged 100,000 young graduates, has prepared thousands of them for the world of work. So far, we have invested approximately 2.2 billion Ghana cedis. As they exit, the current cohort on the program are encouraged to take advantage of the You Start initiative and other existing programs in our drive to build an entrepreneurial nation, the Finance Minister Kenneth Oforiatta disclosed in the mid-year budget review presentation on Monday, July the 25th, 2022. He explained that the government's policy is to support dynamic young entrepreneurs, access training and funds to build their businesses and become a significant pool of job providers for their fellow young people. In a quote, it continues, we, however, recognize that our post-COVID economic recovery has been uneven and risks remain high. According to the IMF, the global outlook is grim and has darkened significantly. Global uncertainty is exceptionally high. The 2023 is even more uncertain. However, in the 2022 budget, we committed ourselves to chart a course towards growth and fiscal sustainability, and this mid-year fiscal policy review reassets that commitment. The minister also stated that the nation has seen some major shifts in the budget assumption compared to what was presented in November 2021. Was there any allotment for the National Cathedral? Well. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. 2018, the time, the morning show, the program. Well, my producers have presented one other story that I need to touch on in Ghana, and then we'll move on from there. The Agglemi housing case. State prosecutors buy time to file outstanding documents. The story says, hearing the case in which Alhaji Collins Dauda, a former Minister of Water Resources, Works and Housing, and 4 others involved in a $200 million Agglemi housing project scandal, has been adjourned to October the 28th, 2022. This was because the state prosecutors were unable to file the outstanding documents to ensure that the trial progresses. In court on Tuesday, July 26th, that's today, Winifred Sapong, a principal state attorney, prayed for time to enable them file their outstanding documents. We are unable to go on with the business of the day because we have not been able to file our outstanding documents, which includes some witness statements, the principal state attorney told the court. Now, according to some networks, Mutala Inusa, the defense lawyer in the matter, did not oppose to the request. The sitting judge, Her Ladyship Justice Elfreda Denchi, after listening to the parties, adjourned the case to October 28. But we'll be following it. But the fresh charges that the Attorney General wants to add to it, the Office of the Attorney General is expected to amend the charges that will see the court retake the pleas of the accused persons who had all pleaded not guilty to the 52 charges, including willfully causing financial loss to the state. The courts, presided over by Justice Freda Denchi, at the last sitting on June 22, adjourned the case to July 26 to make room for the amendment. However, they've not been able to do so, and therefore the case has been adjourned. But it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time now to 20 minutes past the top of the hour. Don't you worry, I'll bring you some lovely tunes during the course of the program as well. Get yourself a hot or cold drink, something appropriate, and sip on it, and enjoy the ride. Okay, it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. As I announced earlier on, this afternoon, exactly at 1:30, BB Clement will be coming your way with BB Means Business. And what do you think? Well, interestingly, a police officer who allegedly impersonated the IGP has been granted 100,000 Ghana cedis bail. Now, a police officer who allegedly impersonated the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Ekufu Dempare, and Director General of CID, Chief Ken Yabua, has been granted bail for by an Accra Circuit Court. Now, General Corporal Akono Opoku was charged on 2 counts of attempt to commit crime and defrauding by false pretense. He pleaded not guilty to all the charges. My apologies. The court, presided over by Mrs. Adelaide Abui Kede, admitted the accused person to bail in the sum of 100,000 Ghana cedis with 2 sureties. Well, it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. Prince Adewale Olatunji, we are in support of Yoruba Nation. Yes, we are all in support of Yoruba Nation. Yes, Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's take a quick break. Let me have a sip of some water, and you also have a sip of something good, and then let's come back to you. All right, then? Stay tuned. Don't you go away.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur, and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business, but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR, S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Hey. Don't preach your man, don't tell me heaven is on the earth. I know you don't know what life is really worth. Is it all that glitters is gold up? Half the story has never been told, and now you see the light. Hey, stand up for your right. Come on.
Well, get up, stand up for your right. Whatever you are believing or trusting that we want to do, get up, stand up, and get on it. Some way, somehow, we are able to do it, don't we? And therefore, I want to encourage you to continue on that path. Don't give in, don't give out, continue on that path. All right then.
Don't give up the fight. Go, go, go.
The cover version of Get Up, Stand Up by the late Bob Marley.
We know when we understand. Almighty God is a living man.
The lines are open. You want to join in? 0208-133-2257 or 58. Both of you in U.S., Canada, the Caribbean area. 0017183032737. 0017183032737. You know you can text or WhatsApp at 0753966174. Our Twitter handle is at Starr Radio UK and email address is info@starradiouk.com.
Stand up for your right.
Okay, now let's move on to other parts of Africa where some of the stories making the rounds there are quite interesting. Topmost is the Tunisians. Tunisians were called to the polls on July the 25th. That was yesterday, to decide whether they endorse a new constitution that will give extensive powers to the president. Now, many activists rejected this referendum, saying it is part of Kais Said's authoritarian anti-democratic drift. Now, according to the head of the electoral authority, 12% of voters had cast their ballot at midday, claiming it was a good turnout. So, if they are doing a referendum, how many percentage of voters would they use to say that this is a good turnout? Well, now this referendum took place a year after the Tunisian leader ousted the elected parliament after voting after voting. Now, Said defended his stance, saying it would end economic and political stagnation. There is no dictatorship, said the leader. As I said in the explanatory documents on rights and freedoms, this constitution projects them, and the revolution is defended by people who stand up to those who undermine it. Now, some, however, say this text could put a halt to the democratic movement which emerged after the Arab Spring in 2011, as a new constitution will allow the president to name judges, revoke members of the government as he pleases, and his bills will be given priority treatment. Now, the first result will be announced on Wednesday, and the final ones on the 28th of August. So we hope to see what happens on that. Well, but it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, some other stories that have been captured. Well, those of you listening to us from Nigeria, recovery of third Chibok girl within a space of a month. Well, congratulations to them, whoever facilitated that release of this Chibok girl. How many years have they been in captivity? My goodness. Okay, now let's continue with some of the other stories that is making the rounds there. But, well, when it comes to still in Tunisia, the president has hailed the vote set to bolster the rule. So hundreds of Tunisians took to the streets on central Tunis late Monday to celebrate the predicted result, the referendum vote, after an initial exit survey suggested the majority of voters had voted in favor of changing the country's constitution. A large crowd marched down Tunis thoroughfare, waving national flags and blaring car horns. Now, President Kais Saied joined the crowd, greeting and thanking supporters. I wish him victory against his enemies. We hope that God will protect him from the wicked. Congratulations, congratulations. Look at yourself, Kais Saied, said one supporter. Haida, who would only provide her first name. The new constitution has split public opinion, however. Spearheaded by President Kais Saied, critics say if voted in, it will formalize his power grab and reverse hard-won democratic gains in the North African nation. Kehinde Wahid Olayinka Emmanuel, Yoruba Nation, no surrender. We move on. Well, it's all coming away from Star Radio UK. Let your comments come through, and as I promise you, I'm going to make sure I'm going to read them out. Star Radio UK. Well, the Congolese president has been reassured by Russia's Lavrov, of which after Egypt, Russia Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov traveled to Congo, where he met President Denis Sassou Nguesso on Monday to discuss diplomatic cooperation and reassure Congolese leader about wheat export. Now, referring to the recent bombing of the port of Odessa, Lavrov explained that the target was military infrastructure. As for the episode of bombing of Odessa that you mentioned, there are no provisions in the agreement signed last July 22nd in Turkey that prohibit us from carrying out special military operation and destroying military infrastructure, explained Sergei Lavrov. For the Congolese authority, who have taken a neutral stance on the conflict, the recent UN and Turkey sponsored deal to allow maritime traffic in the Black Sea is good news. We are pleased to welcome Sergei Lavrov, who comes with good news, including this agreement that was signed in Turkey, sponsored by the United Nations and Turkey, which will revive the marketing of Ukrainian wheat across the Black Sea and through the Bosphorus Strait, said Congolese Foreign Minister Jean-Claude Gagoso. Okay, well, you know, when it comes to Africans, stomach directions or whatever, we are going to get something out of that. Yeah. So after Congo, Sergei Lavrov heads to Uganda and Ethiopia. Well, those are all coming your way from Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, moving on to other parts of the world. 12:32 the time. Now, EU has agreed to cut gas use over Russia supply fears. Now, how are they going to do that? Is it not going to impact companies and various companies, manufacturing companies, let me put it that way, and even the shops and everything? It's going to impact because virtually everything that we do here is energy, right? When you go to the shops during the time that the weather became so as last week when it was extremely hot. Now you go to the shops, they have their ACs blaring. Now when it comes to winter time, you have their heaters blaring like no man's business. But EU energy ministers have agreed for their countries to cut gas use in case Russia halts supplies. Now, following talks on Tuesday, EU members agreed countries should voluntarily reduce gas use by 15% from August to March. That's next year. Now, this was not a mission impossible to the Czech Republic, which holds the rotating EU presidency. However, draft plans seen suggest that the deal had been watered down, with countries able to seek exemptions. In an effort to increase EU security of energy supply, member states today reached a political agreement on a voluntary reduction of natural gas demand by 15% this winter, the EU said. The purpose of the gas demand reduction is to make savings ahead of winter in order to prepare for possible disruption of gas supplies from Russia that is continuously using it as a supply weapon. Now it goes on further to say, in an effort to increase EU security, okay, let me go on. The deal states gas demand reduction will become mandatory if a union alert is announced if security of supply reaches crisis levels. However, the EU said some countries not connected to other member states' gas pipelines will be exempt from any mandatory gas reduction order, as they will not be able to source alternative supplies. Now, states which are not hooked up to the European electricity system and are heavily reliant on gas for electricity production are also exempt, the EU said, in order to avoid the risk of an electricity supply crisis. Now, countries can also request for rules to be relaxed if they exceed gas storage filling targets, if they are heavily dependent on gas for critical industries, or if their gas consumption has increased by at least 8% in the past year compared to the average of the past 5 years. Numerous opts-outs were expected amid resistance from some member states. The agreement comes after Russia energy firm Gazprom announced it had once again reduced gas flow into Germany to allow work on a turbine on the Nord Stream 1 pipeline. Now, the pipeline, which pumps gas from Russia to Germany, has been running well below capacity for weeks, and Ukraine has accused Moscow of waging a gas war against Europe. Now, Gazprom has cut gas supplies altogether to Bulgaria, Denmark, Finland, the Netherlands, and Poland over their refusal to comply with the Kremlin order to pay their bills in rubles instead of euros or dollars. Now, Russia supplies the EU with 40% of its gas last year, and since the invasion of the Ukraine, European leaders have held talks over how to reduce its dependence on Russian fossil fuels. This is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. 12:36 the time, and in the next 24 minutes we'll be bringing the program to a close. Stay on, don't you go away. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, US is urging China to act on Myanmar after execution. Now, you know, Myanmar is being supported by China, and that's what gives them that power to do whatever. Yesterday night, I was watching a documentary. Was it from the BBC or ITV? I've forgotten which one it was. I think Channel 4, because I was scooping through. And it talks about, it's a record of how the military are treating protesters, citizens who have decided to, because their voices are not being heeded, to turn themselves to militias. Well, the US has urged China to increase pressure on Myanmar following the military junt's execution of 4 democracy activists. A State Department spokesperson said China could influence Myanmar more than any other country, but China said it did not interfere in other countries' internal affairs. Wow. So that they are not doing so. So they don't expect to do so. Other countries to interfere in their affairs when it comes to Hong Kong. You catch my drift? Now, meanwhile, Myanmar's junta insisted the men deserved many death sentences, so they should kill them, bring them back, kill them again, bring them back, kill them again, because what they've done was so ill. True or false? Now, if we compare their sentences with other death penalty cases, they have committed crimes for which they should have been given death sentences many times. Junta spokesman Zaw Min Tun said at a regular press briefing. The 4 men had been allowed to speak with family members by video link before their execution, Zaw Min Tun said. Now, State Department spokesman Ned Prince said there could be no business as usual with a junta. We are all calling on countries around the world to do more. We We will be doing more as well, he said. He called on all countries to ban sales of military equipment to the country and refrain from lending the regime any degree of international credibility. Activist Chow Ming Yu, better known as Ko Jimmy, and former lawmaker Theo Zeya Thor were among those executed. The activists were arrested after an army-led coup last year and accused of committing terror acts. Now it goes on to say they were sentenced to death in a closed-door trial. The rights groups criticized as being unjust. Both Theo Zeya Thor and Kojima lost their appeals against their sentences in June. Less is known about the two other activists, La Mio Wang and Wang Sura Zhao. They were sentenced to death for killing a woman who was an alleged informer for the junta. The right group Amnesty has warned that 100 more people in the country have been sentenced to death after being convicted in similar proceedings. But yesterday I watched that and I was scared, and you see the helicopters or the jet fighters coming in just spraying bullets down, killing people. And there was a point where I could see they tie the hands of some of these protesters, let me put them that way, behind them, put them in trucks and set those trucks, vehicles ablaze, and these people could not come out. And they fired a couple of shots. I think when they were trying to come out or something, they might have fired a couple of shots thereabout. But when they broke and the people went there to go and see, these people have been burnt to ashes. And it's scary what is going on there. But well, China is saying we don't interfere in other people's affair. How true is that? It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well. Another execution has taken place. By this time around, I think people will hail that execution. Why? Because Tomohiro Kato, Japan has executed Akihabara mass murderer, says a report. Japan has executed a 39-year-old man who killed 7 people in Tokyo in 2008 during a stabbing rampage. Tomohiro Kato committed one of the most shocking mass murders in country's recent history. He was 25 when he drove a truck into a lunchtime crowd of pedestrians at Akihabara shopping district, killing 3 people. He then stabbed passers-by with a dagger, killing 4 and wounding 8. He was apprehended by the police at the scene and later admitted his crimes in his trial, saying he had been angered by online bullying. The crime sparked much debate in Japanese society at the time over random killings, online influence, and the failures in mental health support for young people. Laws on knife ownership were also tightened in response. On Tuesday, 8 years after Kato was sentenced to death, the government confirmed it had ordered his execution. The case has been fully tried in the courts, and the court's final conclusion was the death sentence. I've taken the greatest care possible in considering this case, Justice Minister Yoshisha Furukawa said at a press conference. Well, somebody say his is a reasonable one that had taken place. But Kato was hanged in Tokyo Detention Center. He lost his challenge to commute the sentence in Japan top court in 2015. Kato told police at the time of his arrest, "I came to Akihabara to kill people. It didn't matter who I killed." Kato was born into a wealthy family and graduated from a top high school, but he failed his university entrance examination and struggled to maintain ready employment afterwards. Now, during his trial, prosecutors also painted a picture of a troubled young man who had posted several times in online forums about his anger and alienation from society. Prosecutors said Kato was particularly demoralized after a woman he was chatting with online stopped emailing him on his way into the city the day of the attack, he declared his intention to carry out a mass murder. But the question is, when the security agencies see things like that, what do they do, or what can they do about it? Well, I hope that the algorithms in the systems are able to pick what people are doing so that they can actually deal with that. But these are all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. Let me say good afternoon to Miss Gold. Say Yoruba Nation now. Starr Radio UK, the final stretches of the morning show. One more from the other parts of the world, and then we go on. Do you know that I was thinking, well, back in the day when we were little, and when we go to church or in Sunday school, and we read and they taught us about famine in those times, Joseph's times, where we're talking about more than how many years? They're talking about 4,000 or 6,000. Some are even going beyond that, so that the calculations that we have or something. So we're talking about environmental degradation and stuff like that was going on. We talk about droughts. Samaria, you remember Samaria? You remember the drought that happened there? Yes. After somebody said that drought was caused by Elijah. It was Elijah that caused that drought. Okay, but other areas suffered drought. There were famine. There was stuff like that there. Now, was that due to pollution, or is a weather phenomenon? So when we come to this time of, and we say that, well, the ozone layer has depleted, and that is what is causing the sun to hit us, and that is what is causing everything to be dried up, and there's drought, and therefore the fires are breaking out here and there. What do you think? I want to know your thought about that. Do you think that we should stop? When we talk about cattle or cows, they talk about the fact that they are one of the pollutants of the atmosphere. So why don't we get rid of all of them? Now, what about dogs? Some are saying that one dog means pollution is about 4 SUVs. Well, am I right? Is it a dog or a cow? But you see the pollution that goes on there. So why don't we then eliminate all those things? And then if that is what we really want to do, then we have a clean atmosphere by beating about the bush and doing that stuff like that. But well, let's leave that. Let me bring you what is happening on the weather front. Now, wildfire tears through homes in Texas. At least 20 homes have been destroyed in Texas after a wildfire spread to a residential home. The fire started in fields in Bald Springs and engulfed nearby houses, forcing residents to evacuate while the firefighters tackle the flame. It comes as part of the U.S. is battling with high temperatures. Some going on in California as well. We hope that no one has lost their lives. We hope that doesn't happen. But it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. Now, let's come to the UK front and let's see what is happening here as well. David Trimble, a leader of courage, says Bill Clinton. The former U.S. President Bill Clinton has paid a tribute to former Northern Ireland First Minister Lord Trimble, calling him a leader of courage and vision. And the former Prime Minister Sir Tony Blair, he's been knighted now. Sir Tony Blair said, without David Trimble, the Good Friday Agreement would not have been possible. Lord Trimble died on Monday, age 77. He was instrumental in the negotiating of the 1998 Good Friday Agreement. This was the peace deal which ended the worst of Northern Ireland troubles. Now, Lord Trimble led the Ulster Unionist Party between 1995 and 2005. He won the Nobel Peace Prize along with Social Democratic and Labour Party SDLP leader John Hume, and was the first person to serve in the role of First Minister in the new Northern Ireland executive established as part of the Good Friday Agreement. Now, it goes on further to say, since 2006, Lord Trimble sat in the House of Lords. In recent years, he was vocal in his opposition to Northern Ireland Protocol. But the 2019 Brexit deal that keeps Northern Ireland in the EU single market for goods, preventing a hard border with the Republic of Ireland. Lord Trimble argued that it put the Good Friday Agreement at risk. Now he's gone. What happens next? It is Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. I see in the picture, a picture in front of me, the young Tony Blair at the time, and Bill Clinton and Lord Trimble and another person there, Seymour's Malone, SDLP, yes, there as well. And that's a picture that was taken in 2000, the year 2000. When we entered the millennium. Well, it is Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. We'll be ending the program in the next 11 minutes, so please stay on. Don't you go away. Don't leave me alone. All right then, let's move on. So some more stories making the rounds here in the UK before we come to the Conservative Leadership Contest, the Prime Ministerial Leadership Contest. Cost of living payments branded insufficient as energy bills soar. Now, if you are facing anything of the sort, last Friday, Money Man was on the show, Mr. Danterbury, CEO of GIL Accountancy Services, and then we had a look at the various supports that have been put in place for you. So listen, go to our social media platforms, and it's all there on the last Friday, Star Radio UK morning show. You get all that information, and you go to our podcast session, you can get all those there. The ministers must offer bigger cost of living support payment as energy bills are expected to soar further this winter, a committee of MPs has said. Financial help for the vulnerable and poor needed to be updated to reflect higher bills in October, they said. Now, witnesses told the business committee, if you think things are bad now, you've not seen anything yet. Its report also called energy regulator Ofgem incompetent. Ofgem said it was working hard to reform the market. Now, in recent days, millions of low-income households on benefits have been receiving the first 326 pounds installment of payment to assist with the rising cost of living. Now, further payments will come later in the year, including extra support for the pensioners and people with disabilities, £400 discount on everyone's domestic energy bill. How will this pan out for everybody? These are difficult and challenging times. A normal bill at present is about £2,000 a year, which follows a 700 a year rise in April. So we're about 700 a year now. It's going to 2,000. Now, the business committee report said the government support package was no longer sufficient. The impact of the energy price crisis on households is likely to cause an unacceptable rise in fuel poverty and hardship this winter. The report said the government must immediately update its report, targeting this at the customers who are on low income, fuel poor and vulnerable circumstances, and develop a scheme to support vulnerable customers to accelerate the repayment of energy debt resulting from this crisis. The committee has been hearing from experts, ministers, and industry insiders for months. Now, in a quote, they said, "We were told by a number of witnesses, if you think things are bad now, you've seen nothing yet," said Darren Jones, who chairs the committee. The Department for Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy said no national government can control global inflationary pressures. However, we have introduced an extraordinary package of support to help households. These are all coming your way from Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. A final story. Okay, a couple of final stories, and then we bring the program to a close. For those of you who are still embarking on your holidays, well, the boss of Heathrow Airport has hit back at criticism from Ryanair, saying it is bizarre to blame airports for not having enough staff. Now, John Holland Kay said not airports it's not the airports who are to provide ground handling workers. On Monday, a Ryanair executive criticized airports for not recruiting enough staff to cater for the rebound in travelers. Now, thousands of passengers have faced delays. Thousands of passengers have faced delays and cancellation recently. A shortage of staff has contributed to the disruption. Airports and airlines, which cut jobs during COVID lockdowns, have struggled to recruit workers as demand for travel has returned. Now, ground handling staff are responsible for a range of services at airports, including loading and unloading baggage. Now, the row comes as the UK's largest airport reported 263 million pounds pre-tax profit for the first half of the year. However, on an adjusted basis, which strips out the impact of changes in interest rates, Heathrow Airport posted a loss before tax of 321 million for the period. Okay. It is Starr Radio UK. We're going to be running up pretty soon. Don't you go away. Just stay with me whilst I bring you one final story, and then we can bring the program to a close. All right then. Now, God First says we are in support of Yoruba Nation now. Okay. God First, thank you very much for your support there. I hope you are doing very well. It is all Starr Radio UK. Final stretch of the morning show before I bring the curtains down, and this pertains to the leadership context that is going on between Rishi Sunak and Liz Truss. So, is it Rishi? Is it Liz Truss? Have you watched or heard any of them speak? Who seem to be, getting your attention? I want to know more about that. But Rishi Sunak and Liz Truss tore into each other over their rival visions for the future of the UK economy in the first head-to-head TV debate. The two contenders to be the next Prime Minister did not hold back from blue-on-blue attacks in the hours. Now, an hour-long special that was broadcasted yesterday. Mr. Sunak told Ms. Truss her tax cut plan would tip millions of people into misery and cost the Conservatives the next election. Ms. Truss said tax rises brought in by him will lead to a recession. The Foreign Secretary and former Chancellor, who until 3 weeks ago were in the same cabinet, talked over each other at times and shot angry glances across the stage at Stoke-on-Trent's Victory Hall. It led to complaints afterwards by Ms. Truss supporters that the ex-chancellor was being too aggressive and was mansplaining, something fiercely denied by the Sunak camp. The pair were on better terms by the end of the debate, with Ms. Truss saying she would love to have Mr. Sunak on her team if she becomes Prime Minister. The ex-chancellor praised her stance on Russia. Well, it is all Starr Radio, okay? And this is where we bring the program to a close for today. However, this afternoon, yes, I'll be bringing you one, okay, of the shows that you know so lovely, and there's no other one but the one and only BB Means Business by BB Clement this afternoon. But let us go away with a song wherever you are. I hope that you've had a lovely day joining us. That will be after this quick commercial break, and then we bring the program to a close. Stay tuned. Don't you go away.
This summer, July 29th to the 31st, God's chosen prophet is coming to London for a prophetic invasion that will catapult you to the next level of your life. At the Lighthouse Theatre, 254 through 270 Camberwell Road, London, SE50DP. Friday 29th, 5 p.m. Saturday 30th, 9 a.m. morning session and 5 p.m. evening session. And the finale on Sunday 31st from 5 p.m.
Yummy, there are some of you sitting here. You are are going through certain things that was not your portion, but somebody's negligence brought that shame on you. I am here to speak to you that enough of the shame you are dealing with.
Experience the prophetic. Encounter the miraculous. Please call 07760276394 for more details.
Welcome back to the program. Once again, let me say thank you very much. In just a few seconds to 1, and I'm bringing the program to a close. I want to say thank you very much to every one of you. Now, Benga Bamigbele declare Yoruba nation before terrorists take over. How true is that? How true is that? But of course, with everything that is happening there, where now the federal capital is under the attack by the terrorists, what can we say? Well, since things seem to be falling apart. Why? Because as Chino Achebe said, the center cannot hold. Now, on that note, let me say thank you very much once again for tuning in to join us today on all the social media platforms. Those of you who were there, I pray that we'll be able to come your way tomorrow once again. But Benga says, now Koiki terrorists want to take over Nigeria. Let's declare Yoruba nation in time. Oh, okay. The security unrest in Nigeria is something that we'll have to talk about, or we'll continue to talk about daily. So on that note, I say have a lovely day, but enjoy this song from Alpas, and it is another rendition of Bob Marley's Get Up, Stand Up for Your Right. When that song ends and you don't hear from me, it's been me Archie saying have a top of the day. Bye bye for now.
Starr Radio, your Wednesday 420 habit. Safe Ito.
Get up, stand up for your right. Get up, stand up, don't give up the fight. Get up, stand up for your right.
Thanks for listening.
Get up, stand
Thanks for listening.
Don't give up the fight. Preach your man and tell me, yeah, heaven is under the earth. I know you don't know what life is really worth. It's not all the glitters is gold. All of the story has never been told. So now you see the light, yeah.
Broadcasting live online.
Come on. Get up, stand up for your right.
This is Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio UK.
Don't give up the fight. Get up, stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Most people think
Starr Radio,
word
your
God
Wednesday
come
420
from the
habit.
sky.
Safe
Take away everything and make everybody feel like. If you know
This is Starr Radio UK.
you will look for yours on earth. So now you see the light, yeah. Stand up for your right. Come on, get up, stand up.